Drivin Ivan here, and behind me, a car that I've actually been lusting after and wanting to review and drive for many, many years. Just look at it. Based on the beautiful BMW 507, this is the modern BMW interpretation of that lovely car, and it is oh so lovely. This one, the BMW Z8, with Alpina wheels, actually. We'll go into that more, but it is a manual transmission car. It is a beautiful 70-degree day, and I can't wait to get behind the wheel of it and tell you what it's like, and we'll find out if I'm impressed. Have you smashed that like button and subscribed yet? I hope you have. Let's go. Yes, based on the BMW 507 from the 50s. You know, Elvis had one of those. It was a beautiful car. I'll tell you more on that too in a bit. But just look at this. The only thing that's not stock on this car are these lovely, lovely Alpina wheels. And, well, I think it just makes it look all the much better. Stock wheels are good, but these, yeah, the Alpina wheels are absolutely beautiful. There is not a bad angle on this car at all. You see what I mean? I mean, just a lovely, lovely styling, dual exhausts out back, and a very, very purpose-built interior that we'll get to in a second. But honestly, I'm just not done looking at this car from every angle. And the best part is I haven't driven it yet, so I'm really going to give you my first impressions when I get behind the wheel. But wow, look at that. Covered headlights, and like I said, I don't see a bad angle. It's just graceful, stylish, reeks of speed and style. Yeah, this is, I would say, the ultimate driving machine. Absolute poetry in motion. Another reason you might want to upgrade to Alpina wheels is that these are 20-inch and the stock wheels are 18-inch. More tread, more grip. Okay, I guess I'm done drooling over the exterior, so now we'll get to the interior. Look at this. The key is right there, and you just kind of pull it like normal. It has that nice solid BMW feel to it. Very solid doors, 2 little storage compartments there. Controls for your outside mirrors. Little BMW flanking you over there. And look, nice supportive leather seats, of course. But check this out. This was one of the first perhaps, production car to have a start button, but you also have to operate the key. So you do that first. Beautiful, I would say, airplane-inspired steering wheel and cockpit. All of the controls are actually in the middle, the gauges here, and there's your sport mode button, locks, windows, hazard lights, and yeah, it's got a sort of a radio with phone built in. Look at that. Here's your heating and ventilation, and again your gas gauge and your speedometer, tachometer, and your temperature gauge over there. I guess that tach is a little bit far away. Instruments in the middle. I mean, think Mini Cooper. I mean, BMW sold Rover but held on to the Mini Cooper, so there you go. Very stylish cars there, and I guess they have some of that influence on them too. 6-speed manual transmission, a real handbrake, and a couple little storage compartments here. There's your cigarette lighter, charger. You get heated seats, and a lot of black and a lot of gray. Very stylish, absolutely stylish, and kind of a little bit quirky too, with everything in the middle. But hey, that makes for a very memorable car, and this Z8 is, if it is anything, it is absolutely memorable, and very nice looking interior too, I think. In secret BMW engineering, they have minimized the number of buttons. So here are your outside mirrors. If you want to control the right one, you do it there. And if you want to control the left one, you do it there. But guess what? These are actually the power windows. And if you want to control yours on the driver's side, you have it over here, up and down. And if you want to control your passengers, then you have it there, up and down. So that's definitely innovative and absolutely quirky, but very, very cool nonetheless. Wondering how to open the trunk and the hood? Well, it's all right here. Gas cap as well. And popping the trunk, we look inside and we see Actually, for a little two-seater, that's a lot of room. You could definitely take your special someone for a nice weekend in the country in this fine Grand Tourer. No tools up here, which you sometimes see in BMWs, but I'm sure they're underneath the carpet here. You got a light, and then underneath, you pick this up, and yes, there's your battery. And looks like you got an inflator, no spare tire, but that would just be too heavy for your sporty Z8. So very nice. Here's the first aid kit. Here's your fancy schmancy BMW tool kit. Here we have the compressor, which will blow up your tires, but that did not come with the car. What did come with the car actually is, of course, underneath here, the battery, and that is a gauge, of course. But this here is the first aid kit, and this is the tool kit. So a little bit of hidden storage underneath too if you want it. And as I said before, this is a really nice sized trunk for a little sporty GT two-seater. Oh, and by the way, you start it with the engine start button, but you turn it off with the key. You might be saying to yourself, wait, my BMW key doesn't have a keychain. There's no ring. But don't worry, they've thought of that. The key holder has the loop on it for your keys, and this one has the original BMW cell phone. Look at that. Came with the car. If that is not James Bond for 2001, I don't know what is. Thank you, Q. I blow somebody up with this? Powering the 2001 BMW Z8 is a 4.9 liter V8. It produces 394 horsepower, 368 pound-feet of torque. Top speed is limited to 155 miles an hour, but if it didn't have a governor on it, well, you could get about 180 miles an hour. 6-speed manual in this one, and it's a aluminum body over aluminum space frame, so actually pretty darn light. And if you opt for the Alpina, well, you get a bit less horsepower, but you get a bit more torque, actually. And of course, you cannot have it with a manual transmission. Fuel economy, you're gonna get about 15 miles per gallon overall. And the overall weight is just over 3,400 pounds. Top speed on the Alpina version is actually limited to 160. Interesting. This one does have the optional performance package, and therefore it has this brace across the engine and improved engine mounts and struts here too. It is actually the same M motor as the E39 M5. If you'd like to see other Drivin Ivan BMW reviews, check out my Alpina B7, the M3 or the M5, or a whole crop of the modern ones, including the SUV electric and the 7 Series electric and the Z4 M240, amongst others, like the 430 as well. In fact, search any car in Drivin Ivan. Smash that like button and subscribe too if you already haven't. All right. First impressions behind the wheel of this absolutely gorgeous BMW Z8 is just that. It's just gorgeous. Looking over this front hood, you can tell this is E-Type sexy. This car is absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful day. The top is down. You can talk in here. You can hold a conversation. We're not at real high speeds, but this is a very lovely, usable, beautiful Grand Touring car. What exactly is a Grand Touring car? Well, a Grand Touring car is really a car designed to, of course, be quick and handle well, but really it's all about driving long distances in comfort with that special someone. It's got a large trunk. It's got a very, I mean, look, you know, I'm in second gear. I'm at a little over 2,000 RPMs, and the torque is instantaneous. Really, anywhere you are. It does not have as much torque as the Alpina does, but still, it's a 4.9 liter V8, so it really has a lot of power. It's kind of different when you deal with like Ferrari or you deal with like BMW. You know, their V8s have always been a little smaller than the American ones, but they get just as much power. I mean, just, you hear that? You know, it is a powerful car, and it is a quick car too. And somehow they extract a heck of a lot of power from a 4.9 liter V8. But how does it handle? When you put it in sport mode, well, basically what you're doing there is you are changing the way the throttle interacts. And as you can see, little kinks, and wow, it's very grippy. And when you get into it, wow, you really have that beautiful, beautiful exhaust tone that you'd expect from a V8. Almost American-like in a strange sense. It's really quite a lovely sound. Okay, so the shifter feels very German, being that, you know, it is a little bit snicky in that the throws are pretty short, but it's very German and precise. This is no Ferrari H-Gate, and this is no Mazda Miata, but it does have a short throw, and it is easy to drive. You can just hop right in it and drive it. Just requires a little more effort than you might think it would. So from the owner, he says nothing's really ever gone wrong, nothing major, never on the side of the road or anything like that, but just like an engine light that took a few times to go to the dealer to figure out what it was, and like a turn signal here or there. So nothing major, but he says, you know, every time you go to the dealer in this car, it's $2,000 no matter what. So something to think about if you'd like to pick one of these up. But very reliable, very German, and very, very, very beautiful. That's coming from me, not the owner, but he thinks so too. He loves it. He takes it to car shows. He drives it on trips in the country with his friends. He uses it. He's got signs made up for car shows. This is a very well-loved car, as it should be. This is kind of interesting. The turning circle on this car is a little smaller, actually, than I thought it would be. And the wheel, I mean, just looks great and feels great, too. The actual driving and the seating position, I mean, it's a supportive seat, but it is nice and comfortable as well, as a Grand Tour should be. Very comfortable. I can definitely see myself going for a very long drive in this and being comfortable the whole time. Plus, you never have to worry about passing other cars or things like that. I would love to drive this on the Nürburgring. Watch my laps on the Nürburgring. Very cool. And there is my Charlie Sheen Fiat 500. Google that one too. So does this Z8 look familiar to you? Of course it does, especially if you play Need for Speed, or you saw the movie Tuxedo with Jackie Chan and Jennifer Love Hewitt. They were driving it. And most famously, James Bond, 1999, The World Is Not Enough. This was the final car for the 3-car BMW deal with the James Bond movie franchise. He drove this in The World Is Not Enough, and then it was cut in half in a scene. Not really, of course, movie magic. But yeah, that's why it looks familiar. Also, it is a throwback to the BMW 507, and none other than Elvis Presley had one of those. And strangely, he had one in Germany while he was in the military over there, and he couldn't really drive a manual very well. And so he traded that one back in and had a automatic BMW 507 for the rest of the time he's there. His car was found actually in the white one, and it's being restored. But also check out my Auto World Brussels, Belgium. That has a bunch of the James Bond cars that's driven in the movies with bullet holes in them. His Land Rover, things like that. Very cool museum. Excellent museum. And have you smashed that like button and subscribed yet? I sure hope you have. Also search Drivin Ivan in any car, including my Z3 as well. Full review of that one. Kind of an interesting fact about this car. You see this right behind me right there? It says Z8. That's the only place on the whole car it says Z8. So it's tough to identify this if you don't know what it is, but I think that's kind of cool actually. And every one of these came with a hardtop. Total production of BMW Z8s was 5,703 from 1998 to 2003. The last ones, 555 of them, all numbered on that plaque back there. 555 Alpina B7s, and they had a 4.8 liter, and they were actually sprung a little bit softer. They had more torque, but less horsepower, and a top speed of 160, as I think I mentioned before. So interesting fact there. The Alpinas, of course, had the Alpina wheels on them, so that's cool. But they were only automatic transmissions, 5-speed automatic transmissions. Okay, so if you wanted one of these brand new, well, you had to pay about $128,000 back at the turn of the century. And now, well, I looked them up actually. The only two I could find, one was selling for $215,000 and the other one was selling for about $250,000. So they have gone up, and I think it's well worth it. It is absolutely, in my opinion, this is the ultimate BMW driving machine. And it's lovely to look at. It's lovely to drive. Yes, I am absolutely impressed. So if you're impressed too, leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Smash that like button and subscribe. Search any car in Drivin Ivan. Watch my BMW Z3 review, M3, M5, and watch all of my European BMW videos as well. There's plenty of them. And I just reviewed all of the new BMWs, the i7 and the electric SUV, the Z4 M240, a 430, and a couple others that I'm not mentioning here as well. Watch my Lazov Special 1988 BMW 635 CSI. It's totally custom, one of my favorite cars that I own, and also my Alpina B7. Watch me playing all the instruments on Hotel California. Watch my documentary called Real Poker, Real Reality, and like I said, all my music videos. Want to see some of my car collection and my instrument collection? Watch my Free Your Mind music video with most of my musical instrument collection and lots of my car collection too. Again, thank you so much for watching this lovely video of this amazing BMW Z8. I'm Drivin Ivan. What a great engine sound. Oh, a great day too.